Welcome to our accountability and coaching call for October the 2nd, 2020. The purpose of this call generally is to just talk about things, how the week went, where we need to talk through some stuff, what went well, what didn't go so well, and how to basically implement stuff going forward. So today, though, one thing I will just say here for the recording, we just talked about this, but expect volatility because of President Trump testing positive for COVID. And now we are right into the election. So this is going to cause volatility in the market. As we have seen overnight, it has already. We have seen this back and forth here. All the yen crosses did drop initially here. Now they're pulling back, and we have seen the stock market drop. So it's usually the stock market that gets impacted. So this was the drop as soon as that news came out in regards to the, actually when President Trump announced it on his account, Twitter account, it then went out to all the media outlets and all of that. So now the concern would be because he is in that age group where he is more vulnerable, his health could be negatively impacted, and it's going to cause issues in regards to succession planning now. So if he is sick, then the vice president will be the one in charge. But more of an issue would be the elections coming up. So if he is sick, it will have a big negative impact on the elections, and there will be problems within the party because if he's sick, he cannot be running for the elections, and then the party may want to put forward another candidate. Now that is going to create a whole bunch of problems. So we'll see how it goes. But from trading perspective, we have to be mindful that this is going to create problems it's going to add more volatility to the market with what we already have. So going into the elections, we were expecting volatility, but now this is X factor. It's completely different variable that nobody had considered or thought about. So it is going to impact. So expect volatility going forward, essentially, and it would be more of a day-to-day basis. We'll have to basically, everybody will be watching the status of his health. And if it deteriorates, then expect we could see the stock market going into a tailspin. Now, if he recovers and he is well, then the stock market will still be confident. But again, we are expecting, or I am expecting, the stock market to drop in October, just leading up to elections. And again, it's simple reason. Elections always cause uncertainty in the market. And generally, when there's uncertainty in the market, the stock market tends to drop. But now we have an added layer of uncertainty. So expect more volatility going into the elections. So what can we do about it? One, we'll just have to keep an eye on the news. We have to make sure that our trade sizes are small and take profit when the market makes it available to us, because it is going to be these jittery moves that we're likely to see, the back and forth moves that are going to go, it will wreak havoc. So just keep that in mind. Small position sizes, take profit, don't trade excessively, at least for this month. Okay, so that's very important. And another thing I wanted to touch on Monday, as of Monday, we will start our Turning Pro Challenge. So this is our fall challenge here. So we are going to go from October 5th, essentially, towards to about 20th of December. And the point of the challenge is consistency, to become more consistent in our trading. It's not to maximize the number of pips or the profit. The point is to be disciplined with our trading, and that's what we're going to do. It's to work on the psychology. Now, we will work on the skill set as well, because on Tuesdays, the 9 o'clock call instead of the bank reports. So we do have a 9 o'clock call every day, Monday to Thursday. So instead of bank report review on Tuesday, we will do our live training, and we will do, I will take you guys through the step-by-step process. Essentially, we'll take a look at, it'll be price action for the most part, but we'll take a look at some indicators that you may find useful as well if you choose to use them. Again, I'm not a big indicator person, but I'll point out a few things. So we'll do the training, and then implementation is the big part of it. So the idea would be to really mind our psychology. It is easy to keep going in this trading area. And what happens is it's not sustainable then. We keep doing this back and forth, and we have to stop doing that. Instead, it's better to hit our target. Just think of it going to work. You go to work, you get your work done, you're done. It doesn't matter whether you have your business or you have a job. If you have a certain amount of work, you get it done, you can go home, right? So, well, maybe in a job you can't, but just pretend you can. So that's the idea that we are going to work on. It's not like you just stay there. This is not gambling. So we have to get out of that mindset of gambling and actually just become a little bit more disciplined. And the only discipline we really need is to get off of that table when you're done with your goal. So what happens in Vegas or any kind of casino, when you go to the casino, the reason people lose money is because they don't get off of those slot machines, or they don't get off of the table when they are done. If you stay there, the house will win, right? They will take the money back. So what we have to do is, when we win, if you have an edge, if you're playing blackjack, for example, if you have an edge, when you win, take your money and leave the table, right? And this is how gamblers lose money, and this is how traders lose money, right? We don't get off of that table. So we have to get off of that table, take our profit, get off the table. So we have to define what our profit is going to be. And this is where I find most traders will struggle as well, and me including. I've done all of this myself, and this is why I understand it so well. What happens is, we say we are going to make 50 pips, and then we make the 50 pips, and then we want the 80 pips, then we want the 100 pips. And in trying to do so, we give back all of those pips. Not only do we give back those pips, we actually end up going in negative. And then we are really ticked off. Now we want to recover those, and we end up giving more. So we create a lot of craziness in our mind and a lot of angst in our mind because of this. So there's no point in getting frustrated or stressed or angry. What we need to do instead is we just define what our target is. And you know what? I'm not asking you to do this for the rest of your life. I'm just asking you to do it for 2.5 months, really, right? We can all do something for 2.5 months. It's really not that difficult. So that's what I'm suggesting, is that just stick to the plan for 2.5 months. And normally I have the whole thing laid out, like things that you should be doing, like keeping a trade journal and all of that. I'm not even asking you to do that. I don't need to see the trade journal, not asking for any of that. All I want to see is that you have a plan and you stick to it. So you define your goal and you stick to your goal. So you can do that for 2.5 months. And that's the point of the challenge. And what will happen is, the reason most people don't succeed is because we never get to really feel that win, right? So when you look at anything, so when you start doing something new, so let's say you start playing a sport, so kids starts playing soccer, for example, and the reason they will stick with it is because they see some wins, right? They'll see a win, they'll get a goal, they're able to kick the ball. and somebody praises them. So once they get the win, then they want to continue with that. If they keep losing over and over again, it breaks the spirit, and then they don't want to do that anymore. What happens with trading is we get those initial wins, but then we never follow through with them. Then we just keep on kicking the ball willy-nilly all over the place, and we are so far away from the goal that we get frustrated, right? So we want to break that habit. So it's a psychological challenge, has nothing to do with anything else. So what do we need to do for the challenge? All we need to do is we need to define the number of pips. So when we go to our Facebook group here, at the very top of the Facebook group, ignore what Facebook is trying to sell us here. At the very top here, Erin has created this template that is pinned at the top under announcements. So if you go to the template, and I changed it, so it looks like it didn't quite, yes, okay. So I need to delete these ones. I didn't realize they were all there. Excuse me. So you click on edit workbook. So what we need to do here is add your name. And what I need to do here is the account. We need to know. So I'm going to do this right now. So I'll add my name. So this is starting the week of 10th, October the 5th, sorry. And then we'll continue on. I have the different tabs created here. So I will say I have a live account. I'm going to have to change my account because Vantage, my broker, is not doing, it doesn't, they're not going to, they won't take Canadian clients anymore. So I won't be able to trade with it. So I need to change my account. Anyway, I will do that. And then let's say put your starting balance. It will be $2,000. I'll set up a new account with $2,000 in it. Current balance at the beginning, it will be the same. So we'll put that in there. What are you looking for in terms? So first, before we get into the profit, what we need to look at is what is your weekly target? So this is the most important part of this challenge. The idea is to set a weekly target that is, so right now I'm not asking you to shoot for the moon. I just want you to be consistent. So put a weekly target that you can achieve, right? It is really not that 50 is a good number, 100 is a good number, 75, 60, whatever. But don't go crazy 400 pips, right? It is unsustainable over the long run. You cannot run a marathon every week. Not possible, not doable. Well, it's possible, but over the long run, you can sustain it. So the idea here is that we are not going to kill ourselves in the short term, but the idea is to stay in the game over the longer term. So put your projected pips here, and based on your projected pips, you can calculate what your balance will be. And then I will also post the other Excel spreadsheet that we had, the scorecard one that we had looked at initially. So I'll post that. Actually, let me see if it's open here. Oh, here, this one here. So here it will, this is just the projections here. So according to this, excuse me. So if I start with a $2,000 account, by the end of the year, not by end of December, but a year from today, with just a reasonable amount, so 50 pips, if I do 50 pips here, and I trade a really small lot size, so basically I'm trading a lot size of 0.20 in total. So I could have 5 trades that add up to that, or I can have 2 trades that add up to that. Overall, it will be 0.20 is the size. I don't really do in-depth calculation here. I just do quick and dirty. If you have a $10,000 account, you can trade 1 standard lot. If you have $5,000 account, you can trade half a lot. If there's $2,000 account, you can trade $2 a lot, right? 0.20, which is $2 a pip. Sorry, not $2 a lot, but $2 a pip. So that's all. I'm just doing quick and dirty. Again, I don't want all of us to, like, it's good to know what your risk and everything else is, but don't go crazy with things that are that can be done quickly. So all we need to do is here. So what we'll find is if you have 50 pips and you put your lot size at $2 a pip for 0.20, you're basically looking for making $100, or you're looking at making $100 a week, right? So, and this is the most interesting part, right? People try to make so much, try to overdo everything. But if you just made the 50 pips, if you just only made $100 a week by the end of the year here, 52 weeks, right? That account will have grown to $7,200, right? So you have more than quadrupled. So what is the percentage here? Let's do a quick math here. So 7,200, right? 7,200 minus 2,000, you've made a profit of 5,200, and then we'll divide it by 2,000, which is our starting balance. Actually, I should have done times 100. You've made 260% in profit, right? The banks give us 1% if we are lucky, right? With a 0.25% Bank of Canada, or same thing with Fed rate, there's no money being made with the money sitting in the banks, right? Here we have an opportunity to make 260%. So all I'm asking you to do is just make your pips and keep them. The idea is to not lose the money. And this is the hardest thing. We focus so much on trying to make the money instead of keeping the money, right? And this is what happens with that's just normal human tendency. We are always trying to make more money, and then we have this hole in the bucket where the money keeps going out. So we have to fix the hole in the bucket. If we just patch that hole and not go crazy about trying to make more, we can make 300%, almost 300% profit, so 260% profit. And that account in 5 years, you're looking at over $100,000, right? But the thing is, though, once you've done it over the course of a year, now here you can put in $20,000, right? And that will then really get you some return, what do you call it? So, oops. Let me take that out. So now instead of 2,000, if you started another year with 20,000 instead, right? You're looking at like $500,000 almost by the end of 5 years. So it's just a matter of numbers. So we just need to keep our profits. Does this make sense?
Perfect sense.
Yep.
Yeah, I find like there's so much, the answer is so simple, but yet everybody's looking for solutions and looking for solutions and looking for, like, we're doing so much to look for fancy solutions, whereas there's a simple fix right in front of us and we don't want to do it because it's too simple, right? Oh, actually, this is wrong. So what would happen here? Sorry, if it's a $20 account, $20,000 account, this calculation will be completely different. I'm wrong, sorry. But see, the numbers work so beautifully. Okay, so if you start with $20,000 account, you would have $72,000 at the end of the year, right? In 5 years, you're looking at $1 million. And
Good.
all we did was we just stopped trading. And therein lies the rub. That's the hardest thing to do. So again, at this point, not looking for complicated stuff, not asking you to post trade journals, not asking you to do anything. Find a way to make 50 pips and then stop. Sounds good?
Yep, I'm in.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so in terms of accountability, what we do need to do, and this is the only action you need to do here, go into this account. So again, it's under our Facebook page here, in our regular Facebook page. Go into this template here. And you don't need Excel for this. It's all online. Thank you, Erin, for creating it. So you go in here, put in your name, what type of account you have. It's okay to have a demo account, what balance there will be, and what your weekly profit target would be. So mine will be $100, right? Based on what we figured out in that spreadsheet. So my goal is 50 pips, make $100 based on this $2,000 account. And then this is where we would type in the actual number of pips you made. So let's say that week you made 50 pips, negative 50, right? You would put that in there. Now, what we want to see here, or what you'll see is, this is what I'm hoping to see for everyone. So 50 is the target. So this is going to stay the same. Oh, and we don't do it like everybody will put their name here. Then next week we move to the next one. So let's say this is everybody's target. So we'll see over time, we have 50 pips, and then first it will be negative 50, you know, positive 70 or whatever. Over time though, we want to be as close to this. So maybe it will be negative 25 at the end, you know, negative 10. So basically we're not going that, like, we want to make this variance as small as possible, right? So stay close to the 50 pips. So then over time, you'll see this number will start going up, and then you will have 50 pips. And then basically this is what will happen in the psychology, in your brain. Your brain will notice, and this is the stubborn thing, right? It takes a while for us to convince ourselves of something positive, seriously. So your brain will first try to fight this, argue against it. No, I can do this, I can do that. Well, that's not the point of it, right? Let's stick to the plan. So don't try to deviate. Don't try to make it too complicated. Don't try to come up with your own variations of it. If you want to do it in a different account, right? But over time, you will start to see trends, and you will start to see how easy it is to make 50 pips and keep it. So if you just stop doing something, it's like you reach the end of your goal. Let's say you're running, you reach your finish line, and just stop running, right? So you will have more time, you will have more space in your brain to do other things. Things will just start looking up. And when your brain starts to really see the picture that all you have to do is X and you get the Y result, you will then not want to do too much more. So then you just scale up these pips. So instead of having $2,000 account, you can do $20,000 account. And don't worry about whether you have a $200 account or a $20 account or a $2,000 account. Don't worry about this part. And this is where people start, saying, oh, there's not enough money and whatever. Stop that. Just focus on the goal. Set up your pips. I'm not going to tell you what your number of pips should be. I'm just going to ask you to choose something. Excuse me. And then we won't really do the weekly scorecard here because, again, not important. I'm not asking you to keep track of all the things, anything else, just the weekly pips. The idea is to have this and this as close as possible. Okay. And then we will do this till December the 20th or that week. And people who are the closest. So we have 3 prizes here. Now we do need enough people in the challenge. We can't have just one person posting, right? So we do need like at least 10 people. So at least there's a challenge. And we have plenty of people in our group here that we can do that. So what we need to see is people posting here. So you have to post your results. And then you can please post it. I will create a weekly, on Friday, I will create a new thread every Friday. So please post your account. That will be our accountability. So post there, post in here, and that's it. So there's only 2 things you have to do, post there and post here. And I will not, so that showing of your account, posting your account every Friday will be the accountability piece. Because you can't just make up this number. So you have to, that has to be the truth. and this is what the accountability is for. And at the end of it, we have a chance to win prizes here, and the prizes will be, so these will be the prizes. The person who is at the very top, who is the closest to that or is the most consistent, will win $3,500. No strings attached. I'll just give you the $3,500. You can put it in your account. So if you don't have a, if your account size is small, here's an opportunity to do the right thing and win the prize, right? Instead of trying to work so hard to grow your account, you can just add this money to your account. So we'll have first prize, second prize, and third prize, just so that there is reason to keep on playing. So those will be the prizes, and we'll draw it the week of the December, like Christmas week. So this will be nice Christmas bonus, right? Now, the only caveat will be that I will have permission to use this information. So I won't use your full name and stuff. I'll just use your first name. Right, so I can, when I promote the Turning Pro Challenge for next year, I would like to showcase some of the results that people are getting. So I really do want you to get the results, win the prize. And most of all, it's not even, this is just the, side thing. What I really want all of us to do is be consistent with our trading and get out of this back and forth that we tend to do, all of us, right? So we need to stop doing that and actually really commit to doing, just simplify everything. Any questions?
I have one. At the end of August, I took some of my profit out. So is it okay if I start with the new balance with the new account?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Set up a new account. Put whatever balance you want in it. Yeah.
Okay.
Say we hold a trade over the weekend.
Yeah.
Do you want us to just put our closed pips for the week, or
yes, close pips.
Okay.
Close pips. And you can just keep your, you can just say where it is, right? And just take a picture of it. Like, again, so for the accountability in the Facebook group, just take on your phone, just take a picture of where it is at that moment and post it for accountability. It will go up and down. There will be floating P&L. That's okay. That's just how it is. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. So let's say for kind of like yourself, somebody who's trading longer term, we'll just take a look at the rolling results, right?
Right. So I mean, my balance will reflect my current profit that I'm in. So I will show that on the balance, but yet I may not have closed any trade, so my pips might be zero for that week.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yep. Okay.
Like what we're looking at, this is why it's over almost 3 months, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, we'll look at the weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What I don't want is the whole, negative 400, positive 500 type of stuff. So the idea is that we practice setting a goal and then we follow our plan.
Got you.
Okay.
Perfect. Sounds good. So we will wrap it up here. I was going through the process of setting up the events and stuff. So we will get the ball rolling. I will send out an email after we are done with this. I will post this in our Facebook group, and I'll also send out an email today talking about the challenge. And we will start as of Monday. So if over the weekend or before Monday, you guys could go, please fill this out. This is all we need at this point. Just declare what your goal is. I'll start a thread in the Facebook group as well. Just need to say how many pips are you committed to doing.
You said take a picture of our balance?
Yeah, so basically what I want to see is, basically we're trying to do accountability, right? You know how on your phone,
Yeah.
excuse me, you can do,
Yes.
So just take a picture. So basically what I'm saying is we don't need to see the account number and everything, right? Yes. Because on the phone, it won't show you the account number, which is what we want. Or you can take it from your desktop and just post it. Just white out or black out your account number.
Sounds good.
Cool. Sounds good. And then as we go, we'll take a look at this every Friday in our call, and we will take it from there, and we'll make adjustments as we go along. Okay. Anything before we wrap it up, or anything else? All right, so let's wrap it up here. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Think about what your goals are over the next couple of months here, and let's get started. And I will see you guys on the weekend, on Sunday, for our weekly analysis.
Okay, thank you.
All right, great.
Okay.
Thanks.
Have a
Bye.
good weekend, everyone.
Thanks, you too.